Hi everyone, welcome to Dude and Little Dude Reviews. My name is Alex, and with me I have Roman. We've scoured our local valley area, and we're bringing to you some of our interesting finds. We hope you enjoy it. So today, we're going to go ahead and review Nickelodeon's Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Wanted, Bebop and Rocksteady, 80s Bebop. Now this is off the recent episode of Wanted, Bebop and Rocksteady. Apparently this is a DVD release back in September 12, 2017. On the back of the packaging, you can read the short synopsis to kind of give you an idea of what the story is about. But basically here you can see the pictures. Leo kind of in an 80s style trench coat and hat. He does come with a katana, and you on the right and left sides you do see Rocksteady and Bebop. Basically they're pretty much the same sculpt of the original release of the basic figures, but of course repainted to make them look like the 87 cartoon show. Again, as I stated, Bebop here, since this is what we're going to review first, he does come with two accessories, which are his sticky bomb grenades and the flash grenade. The only difference is, of course, is the coloration, and he does come added with kind of like a belt over his shoulder strap and waist, and of course the chain belt around his waist completely. He does also come with a turtle shell on his left shoulder. So here's Bebop complete in package. We're going to go ahead and turn it around a bit so you can take a look at the back once more. But again, if you want to pause it so you can take a look at it and read it, hopefully it's enough good quality that you can do that. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and try to pop them out of the clamshell. Now again, kind of like these I consider like the specialty figures that are just quick releases that just seem to be repaints just to kind of cater to the fans, or I would say like older fans. It doesn't really come with a checklist. The checklist for this particular series is literally just what you see on the back. It's pretty much the same thing as the original 2012 Bebop with the same accessories. The accessories are pretty much the same exact color, which I'll show you in a second here. Taking Bebop out of the package, you can see that he has the same articulation. His shoulders, so like the deltoid socket, moves up and down and can move around, but he does not move his wrists. He doesn't move his elbows. His legs do move though. Again, they're kind of like pivoted, and they can move up and down, side to side, and they do bend at the knees. So right now we're going to go ahead and take a quick look at the accessories here. So here you can see the flash bomb and the sticky bomb. I kind of refer to them as the grenades, but it's the same exact sculpt and style if you have the 2012 basic figure of Bebop. Same exact thing. Everything is pretty much the same except with the addition of the turtle shell on the left shoulder, like I said, and kind of like the bullet belt that he kind of has slung over him, and of course the chain belt around his waist. But on the back of the figure, you notice there's the wheel that he kind of slides on, and the two wheels on the back of his shoes as well. I never really got the wheels to function the way I wanted to. My little guy Roman loves to actually play with it. He kind of scoots them around a little bit, but it's just seems more gimmicky than anything. I don't know, it doesn't seem as practical as I would hope. But either way, it's fine. It's the same exact sculpt. They just kind of recolor everything, of course. Now I do have to say that I really do like the coloration on it. They added a little bit more vibrant colors to it. That's one thing I would say growing up in the 80s was absolutely a huge positive, was that they really made a lot of their characters and toys really flashy. The thing that I would say that I was a little bit disappointed in, and it's not maybe a huge thing, it's generational, I have to accept it and I get that, but the 2012 version of these toys are really bland to me in color. They're just a lot more basic. So here you can see that I'm bringing out the 2012 basic Bebop. Now I mean, he looks cool, but literally he doesn't have that much color variation other than the black and purple, and then he's got his kind of warthog tan skin. But I really enjoy the original Bebop from the 1987 cartoon series a lot more, only because the colors are more vibrant and there's a little bit more of a variety to them. As you can see here, I'm just showing off the difference between the two figures, the 2012 Bebop and the Well, this one technically is a 2017 release, which is the wanted Bebop and Rocksteady, so the 80s version. Exact same sculpt, exact same movement everywhere. Even all the way from the feet to the wheels on the back, the joints, the hips do move on both of them too, so you can move that side to side. I kind of displayed this earlier. It was the head movement. It does swivel side to side. It doesn't move up and down though, because it's not on a ball socket. But again, the shoes are the same exact sculpt. I do really like the red and white accent of the sneakers, because that was very, very iconic for Bebop back in the day. So that's kind of nice that they did bring that back and they paid attention to that detail. So again, I'm just kind of showing you another example of a close-up detail. Again, it's the same exact thing as you can see here. The only difference is if you were to look at the 1987 version, I mean, it looked more natural because it was more of a naked hand, where this 2012 series of Bebop, he's basically sculpted to be fitted to be in a suit. And when they tried to recolor and make this more of like an 80s version of Bebop, it just didn't sell it enough for me. I guess for somebody like Roman, he doesn't really care about it as much because he didn't really grow up with the 87 cartoon like I did. But I mean, that's just one minor thing I didn't really like. I get it. Maybe companies are just capitalizing on just trying to recolor a sculpt that already exists. So we all know that if you were born in, you know, like an 80s kid like I was, and you grew up with the Turtles, you knew that a lot of the Turtles came with more gimmicky stuff. So let's go ahead and bust out the 1988 version of Bebop here so we can do a side-by-side comparison. Now, in full disclosure, this isn't the original released Bebop in 1988. This is actually the classic collection that was released in 2012. For those of you guys who are really hardcore collectors or fortunate enough to keep your original figures, please comment down below what the major differences. I know there's quite a few, if anything at all. It might be slight coloration. I couldn't really tell a whole lot, but please share that down below. But again, you can see here side by side, I did say that the colors were a little bit more vibrant. It's a little bit darker, but what I guess what I want to express is that it has a little bit more color variation in my opinion, even if it's by only a few colors. I do like it that they did try to match it as closely as possible. So again, if you have a collection of the original figures, or if you've seen pictures of those, you'll know what I'm talking about, because they do have a lot more color variation in them. Here side by side, you can see there's just slight differences from the original figure. Here you can see he still has the purple mohawk, he's got the blue glasses, he has the gold nose ring, and he's got the white necklace. He does have the silver or gray belt, black pants, red shoes, red vest. The only difference that I see here, again, well, I mean, there's quite a few differences. One of which is, of course, he has two turtle shells on his shoulders, the 1988 version I'm referring to here. But they didn't do too much of a bad job on the re-release for the 1980s Bebop. So if you grew up in the 80s like I did, you'll know that Playmates Toys was famous for re-releasing some of the TMNT figures with just a few additional minor alterations to them and treating it like it's a whole new figure. Of course, I already knew that buying this figure from the get-go. It looked exactly the same to me as I recall, because I do have the 2012 version of these. But either way, I mean, it does play to the nostalgia of fans like myself, and I wanted to have something like this for Roman to play with too. But again, share your thoughts. Let us know what you think down in the comments down below. Please make sure that you like and subscribe to our channel to show your support so we can keep bringing you some of these awesome videos. We'll see you guys in the next one.